interest, Google it online. I'm going to make sure these articles get used at least. Senate fails to advance financial reform bill. We've got ignoring the elephant in the bailout. We've got ignoring the... Okay, we've got that. We've got that. Officials look to Mississippi River to help an oil spill fight. They've got national emergency down there. Of course, they're completely downplaying what's going on. We've got some other things, too, that we probably should go over. Bill, go over there to the graphics and bring up number 20. Let's just go ahead and jump to that quick. And so this is a recent picture that's been released by NASA. Can we trust them? I don't know. You be the judge of that. And it looks like it's worse than what was originally reported. And there's a lot of attention on BP right now. And we all know BP is very close to the government as well as the BBC. That's why the BBC isn't really criticizing BP. But go down to the next one, then we'll take the phone call. Now, back in 1969, there was another big oil spill. It was in Santa Barbara. They used hay. This is a potential solution. They used hay to absorb the... I've seen many videos online where they're showing how hay can be used to clean up oil spills. Certain types of fungus and mushrooms as well can be used to clean up toxins. We don't see this being used by the world powers, by the world elite. We're seeing a lot of... It's very reminiscent of Katrina. So this is certainly something that I wanted to share with you. We've got more news, more information. Limited time, but we do have a phone call. Bill, let's go ahead and talk to that caller. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I was just calling to love the show, but I just was calling to make a comment. I'm sure you talked about it. I don't know if you have actually, since they have been kind of trying to blackball the Paul family. But I was just wondering what your stance was on that.
On the Rand Paul controversy?
Yeah, they've kind of, been running stuff through, trying to call him a racist. All the collectivists calling this libertarian a racist.
Well, I have a lot of thoughts on the situation, and we are short on time, but I will try to sum it up. I thought about maybe bringing this up earlier. And for those that don't know, well, if you're watching TV, you probably have seen the stuff on MSNBC. Rachel Maddow, is that her name? A very, very arrogant, angry woman in her reports. It just, women are evil. Just all the stuff on TV, even the reporters, just constantly like, they're not in that loving frequency. But anyway, I'm way off topic. But that's how you get to the top if you want to be a woman and be a news reporter, is you're constantly putting down liberty and putting down freedom, just like the men that go away at the top in the world of MSNBC and Fox and CNN. Devilish-looking, handsome people, but literally have the worst intentions for you and your family. And so she's painting him as a racist, trying to, in a way, misinterpret his stance in the civil rights movement, that particular act. And I don't think he was trying to call for segregation in any way, shape, or form, but simply say that I believe in people's right to make a decision and say what they want to say.
Yeah.
But I don't particularly agree that Rand Paul is doing the best thing by debating that this time. I think he ought to be countering more with bringing up the issues the way his dad was better at. I see his dad as being a little bit better than Rand at debating these people, but I don't honestly, to be honest with you, trust Rand. I don't trust him. I don't trust the people that Rand runs with, so I can't necessarily put my support behind him because I don't trust his intentions when he's aligned with Sarah Palin to a certain degree, and the fact that she gave him support for his campaign.
Well,
it raises questions.
I mean, if you're gonna, I mean, not to put anything on you. I'm just saying, like the whole thing about Sarah Palin backing Rand Paul, Dick Cheney backing Rand Paul. Well, it's like I mean, they can back him, but does he even support their backing him?
Did you just say Dick Cheney supported Rand Paul?
Yeah, they literally said that.
Okay, this is very serious, sir. This is very serious when establishment people are backing Ron Paul's son. I think we need to investigate this fully and find out what's going on.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I also just wanted to point out that they've been doing this exact same. They've been doing this exact same thing for years now. I went to PCC for about a year, and I think I mentioned this to you at one of the meetings when it was at A Beautiful Pizza. But there's literally political science teachers, and it's not just one guy trying to have an agenda, but they literally have in one of the first days of the political science class on federal government, they have a whole thing about hate groups. And one of the hate groups aligned with the American Nazi Party and the KKK.
And we all know where this is going. This is there to demonize people utilizing their free speech, and the future shows like this. Although as they happen yet, it's really the agenda behind the hate speech legislation. First they say hates of gays and hates of those that are colored. But eventually it'll be those that hate government and those that hate this and those that have these radical ideas. And look at these patriots. Look at these constitutionalists. They're working with Al-Qaeda. Sound the alarm. Sound the alarm. And so we know how they're creating this association. I want to thank you for your call. Any other really quick short points you want to make?
Yeah, I just wanted to just say I'm glad that a lot of people are waking. It's definitely time. It's been over.
Bill, camera
way
one.
past due.
Yeah, go ahead.
Way past due, and I just hope that people like you and Bill and other people who hopefully will create shows and just keep talking about it. And even if we don't have even if they totally corrupt the PCM, let's hit the streets. Let's hit the let's hit the power structures in our city.
Well, I'm going to say this really briefly.
And let's take them back.
We're going to have to find a way to do that. We're going to have to find a way to do that, and we should be having conversations about coming together on some level and exploring ideas more so when the weather gets nicer, because a lot of people, they just don't do anything in this town when it's raining. By the way, it's really, really cold outside. This is really, really strange weather. But I know in the next couple months there's going to be a lot of things shaking up and cooking.
Yeah, there's actually a dude I'm sure you've seen his work, G. Edward Griffin. He has mentioned many a times, he has his Freedom Force International group, but he's mentioned many a times that we our one true our biggest default is that as a group, as a constitutionalist people, we look at it and we just try and take out power out of the system, or we try and distrust power instead of trying to obtain power to the people who would be using it correctly.
It's
and I totally agree with but I understand that to get rid of corruption in high places, you get rid of high places. But it also to get rid of corruption in high places, you can put some damn good people in those high places and get even better things done. And so what Freedom Force International is saying they're doing is trying
we're going to move forward because we're moving to the end of the show real quick. But any website you want to mention where people can learn more about Edward Griffin and this particular foundation?
There's plenty. I believe it's freedomforceinternational.com or .org. But yeah, they're just trying to do the exact opposite of the exact same thing the CFR is doing, except for good.
I know. And all that stuff's very, very important, but I'm sorry to cut you short, but this is only a 1 hour, 60-minute show, one time a week, so we're going to have to cover some more things. I want to thank you for your call. Where I disagree with many of the callers is that I don't think there's a perfect solution to this mess we're in because human nature is the problem. I mean, why do you think we have so much child sex trafficking going on? Let's just jump into that story. It's because a lot of people are more concerned about themselves. So I agree on one level. I disagree in the sense that people think that if things were just a certain way and we had certain people in there, that things would be better. In fact, I don't think that's what a big shift in consciousness really is. And I think we really do need that. I mean, I think that, it's one thing to just blame it on the New World Order, and I hope that I'm not perceived as someone that does that. I'm very much about, attributing some of that blame to the local community, the level of apathy there, selfishness, and being non-discriminate when it comes to point out those that are apathetic, when it comes to blacks, whites, women, men. We all, in our own way, are very, very selfish. Some more selfish than others. Some of it, perhaps, we're born with. Some of it more programmed into us, the mainstream media and whatnot. But in a society where we were really coming together and worried about the weak ones, in a time where the predators seem to be rising on their hind legs, we should be concerned about reports like this. So Dan Rather, CBS News, has put together this report. And so what have I been talking about the last couple of years? So I'll be brief and fairly non-emotional about this. Women are property in the event of an economic meltdown. Men love to have sex. Some are a little bit more evil than others. Some of it are more holistic and human.